Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Ashley.
Welcome to episode 64 of Adventures and Mousecapades.
Today, we're going to talk about the greatest portable music player ever, the Microsoft Zune. I had several.
I had one.
They were pretty awesome.
I have a water bottle at my desk that has the Zune logo on it. And occasionally when people stop by, they're like, oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I had a Zune sticker on the outside window of my office back when we still had offices in the buildings. And I got comments quite often. But
yes,
alas, Zune is no more. My office is no more.
And we're not talking about that anymore.
No, we're not.
Today, we're actually talking with Ashley about the Disney College program.
Hello.
Hi. And I met Ashley through one of my friends that I met online. And we found out that she knew somebody who's in the Disney College program, and we wanted to know more. We wanted to talk with Ashley. So she has generously donated her time to talk with us today.
Indeed, on her day off. So thank you, Ashley, for joining.
Yes.
Oh, thanks for having me, y'all. Thanks for the invite.
Actually, the first question I have for you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm Ashley, as we have introduced myself. I am originally from Tennessee, moved down here in 2018 to do a college program, ended up staying forever. And then COVID happened. And so now I'm doing a second college program.
Obviously, you were in college before. Where were you going to UT? Where were you?
So I lived in the Nashville area. So I was going to a school called Columbia State Community College.
Got it.
Yeah, and
Very
majoring in commercial entertainment.
Oh, nice. So Disney was somewhat related.
Oh, yeah. It was like my dream since I was 6. So I was like, let's try it. And they were like, sure.
Pivoting off of that, can you tell us what Disney meant to you growing up? Did you visit the parks at all, or?
Oh, yeah. The first time I visited the parks, I was 2, actually. Parents took my twin sister and I don't remember much of it except for 2 photos. But then we would try to go. We maybe went again when we were like 5 or 6. And that was when I had a magical moment that made me want to work at Disney. And then we would try to go once every 2 years. And then eventually it became a once a year thing until I started working there.
Nice. What was your magical moment, if you don't mind sharing?
There was a pal doing the hoedown. And I was really obsessed with Peter Pan. And my mom asked him, hey, do you know where we can meet Peter Pan? And the cast member was like, oh, he's actually flown home to Neverland for the day. But if you come and sit in this certain spot for the Spectral Magic Parade, I'll let Peter Pan know to look for you. And so we sat there and Spectral Magic was going by. And then I turn and Peter Pan locks eyes with us and he runs over and he sits and talks to us, which is not normal during a parade.
Yeah.
And so he sits and talks to us and I'm in the stroller, trying to get as far back from Peter Pan as possible because I was in love with him. And my sister is completely ignoring him on the other side of the stroller. And he took a photo with us and then wished us all the luck and pixie dust. And then went away. And I was at that moment, I was like, I'm going to work here. And now I do.
That's amazing.
That's very cool. Okay, so you've had a little bit of experience. You started off with a college program experience. What is a college program? Is it a semester? Is it a session? Is it what is that called?
It's just separated by the time of year you join.
Okay.
So there's they're called programs and then extensions if you extend. So it's spring, summer, and fall.
Okay, got it. So you had a program, was your first Disney working for Disney experience, and then part-time and full-time. So what were those experiences like? Where were you working? What were you doing? What did you love?
So my first program, I was a character attendant, which is still my ultimate goal. And I did that for like 2 years BC before COVID. And absolutely loved every second of it. Basically, because a lot of people are just like, oh, you're like the bodyguard. And like, it's accurate though. We always described ourselves as bodyguards, child wranglers, and charade players.
Yes.
And like, that's the best way to put it. And I loved every second of it. And then COVID, wah, wah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so with your program this time around, what is same role? What are you in now?
It is actually a completely different role that I didn't even know was a role. So it is called vacation planning, which when you hear that, you're like, oh, like the Disney Reservation Club or something. No, it's the ticket booths. That is called vacation planning.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
I read on the website about all the different roles and things that you could do, and I saw that come up, and I was like, I couldn't tell if it was a call center or something else, but it's okay. Ticket booths. Huh.
Yeah, it is the ticket booths at like the TTC and before you enter the parks and whatnot.
How do you like that?
I like it. It's like being in a booth with such a big labradoodle personality is sometimes like just kills me. But I absolutely love my coworkers. It's really like sweet and simple being able to help them, like a lot of the guests out with their issues. A lot of the times we redeem their will calls and give them their tickets and make sure that they have their park passes booked, or they're trying to buy tickets. So we make sure that we give them the right ticket and then they just go and have fun.
Well, we won't dive into the park pass program with you or the reservation program with you, because that's kind of a third rail.
Yeah, it is a time to be alive.
Yes, indeed.
So you mentioned where you're going to college. What field or degree are you interested in, and when do you graduate?
So how I ended up getting into the college program this time was I was actually working for my grandfather-in-law.
Okay.
In his office for his business. And he's like, oh, you're really good at this. Here's an accounting course at Lake Sumter State College. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm like learning, and I just hear that ding on my phone. And it's like, applications have dropped for the Disney College program. And I'm like, they're not going to let me in with one class now, are they? And so I slid that application in so fast. And it was like, welcome home. And I'm like, I win.
Awesome.
Thank you to your grandfather.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Thanks, Granddad.
So can you give us a bit of an overview? Just we've talked about or kind of around the Disney College program. To you, in your words, what is the Disney College program?
Oh, goodness. That's a good question. So honestly, to me, the Disney College program is just an opportunity to kind of get out of your comfort zone and to learn a new, well, not just one new skill, but a lot of new skills. Because people come from all over the world, all over the states to come and do it. And for a lot of them, it's their first time out of the state, away from home, first time really having a job for some of them, and first time dealing with like the type of guests that sometimes show up, the good and the bad. And so it's a completely wild but wonderful experience that, like, at least for me, completely, but in the best way, completely like changed who I am to how I am today. Like, if you embrace every part of it, like, it can absolutely like change your life.
If somebody is interested in joining the Disney College program, you've mentioned, you're a character attendant for a while and you're vacation planning in the ticket booth now. What other roles might you be assigned to? And do you have any say in that? Is it just completely random? Do you have like a preference list that you submit? How does that work?
So, some people say it's random, but for others, it's not. Like, for example, my first program, I was majoring in entertainment and got put into character attendant in entertainment. This time around, I was doing accounting and got put into vacation planning, which has to do with a lot of money and accounting. But some people are like, oh, I was like a chemistry major and they put me in like food and beverage or merchandise. Like, so they think it's so random. Or for people who don't have a lot of previous experience, they'll put them in a role that they like really need, or that they think will suit them based on other like aspects. Like they're doing the phone interviews now, but with me, when I applied this past time earlier, well, late 2022, they didn't do phone interviews. And so, yeah, they had like briefly stopped it, but they just came back right after our program. And so those phone interviews kind of helped them place where people want to go. Originally, you could kind of put a preference list, but you don't really know where you're going to go until you get that offer.
Got it. Do you have the same role throughout your program, or does it change, or is there any flexibility?
So for your role, it stays the same throughout your program, or at least your initial part of the program. About like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got an email that had an offer to extend into a same role, a different role, or this time they were doing extensions into the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. And so if you want to extend, you have the options to extend into a different role if you so desire, or to stay in the one you're currently in.
Got it. But even if you choose to extend into a different program, then you're still back into that. Well, we'll see what you get out of it. It may be something completely okay.
Yeah, and like for this time around, it was different than my first college program, because when you got that offer, it told you like what you'll be doing, and like immediately. Like, for example, it was like, congratulations, like you've been offered character attendant. It wouldn't tell you where or anything. But this time, it was like, congratulations, you've been offered a role with the Walt Disney World Resort. It didn't say anything until about like a month before your program started. And then they tell you. So they changed it a little bit from immediately learning to making you anxiously wait in very, very strong anticipation to learn what you're doing.
I think it's said on the website that I read last night that you could hear as late as 1 week before your start date.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's when I learned where I'll be staying, which park I would be based at,
Okay.
and which role specifically. Yeah, so it's a lot of anxiety. And when people learn that, they'll call sometimes and like try to quit because they don't want the role that they were given. But they're like, sorry, you're already like 5 days away.
Yeah.
You committed. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
You made a commitment.
Commit, don't quit.
Exactly. What is the application process like?
Anxiety ridden. So you go and you apply, and it's like, oh, well, like, what kind of stuff are you into? Like, which roles are you kind of thinking of? And you put all those in your application, and then you can add a resume. Some people do, some people don't. And then you send it in. And then after that, you literally just wait. Like this time around, I applied in early October and was approved for the college program, like within like a week. And then I got the second offer of vacation planner shortly after. But the first time around in my 2018 college program, it took 3 months, like 2.5, 3 months for me to learn where I was going. So it was vastly different this time, where it was like, oh, less than a week. Here you go.
Did you find out, how long did it take that first time around to figure out whether you were even accepted or not?
Let's see. I applied in August and I got accepted towards the end of October. And that's, it was like so much anxiety. And I was like, okay, finally got like accepted, and then got my move-in date like in December.
So yeah, that's a bit of a wait.
Yeah.
All in all.
Unlike this time where it's like, good job. Here you go.
I think they're definitely trying to, in the post-pandemic world, they're trying to staff up.
Oh yeah.
And they're probably not waiting so long because they really want people to start as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, very much so.
How does the Disney College program factor into your education? So, like from a college student perspective, what does it teach you or prepare you for your post-college career?
So it depends on which school you go to, actually, because you can continue to take courses with the Disney College program, but not all schools accept those courses as legitimate courses. So a lot of college program participants will come and do the program and just take that semester off to focus on it being a paid internship.
What are some of the courses that are available from Disney?
I actually wouldn't know because I never took a course during my college program.
So great question.
Right?
It's good to know that there are offerings too. That's cool.
Yeah, they will give meetings at the beginnings of programs to be like, hey, if you are interested in this, here's like a list of people to contact, and here's other meetings you can come and talk to us about.
Got it. And I know they have a bunch of stuff out on the Disney Programs website, and I'm sure they list some of the classes that are available and things like that. So if you're listening to this and you're wondering what some of those offerings may be, I am sure it is available online, or you can reach out to someone in the program management, I guess we'll call it, and ask those questions.
Yeah.
With the Disney College program, we have a lot of people coming in from all over the country, and obviously they don't all have a house or an apartment set up in Orlando. Disney does have, actually at this point, a brand new community, kind of an apartment complex set up for the college program called Flamingo Crossing. Is that, I know you've already lived in the area for a little while. Have you been exposed to Flamingo Crossing? If so, what's it like compared to what it used to be? Can you share a little bit about Flamingo Crossing and the residency?
Yeah. Flamingo Crossing is like a whole other world compared to the old housing. The old housing was, not that it was bad. I do have a soft spot for the old housing because that was my first program. But these are so much nicer. They have large common areas. They have a giant chess set you can play. Wow. They have like crazy fancy pools. And they have like, it's like so new. It is like so bougie. Like compared to the old ones. Like it's a whole new experience. They even have little areas where they have like grills you can like go and cook out on, and they have hammocks outside. And it's super cool.
Do you have your own apartment? Is it you're sharing? How does that work?
So you all share like an apartment together. Sometimes it's a 2-bed, 2-person. So you each get your own room.
Okay.
The one that I have is 2-bed, 4-person. So I have a roommate, and then there's the 2 of us in one room. And then across from us, there's 2 more girls that are roommates. So there's 4. And then some of them are like 6 people where they can each either have their own room, or they can have a room that's like shared and then another one alone. So there's just kind of depends on which you prefer. And you can list your preferences for what you want, as well as ones that have medical accommodations as well. And then you just kind of wait and see which ones you get approved.
How much does that cost? I'm assuming that's not completely free.
No. The one that I'm in, the 2-bed, 4 people, is $191 a week.
So not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. And they have like a lot of events once a week or once every 2 weeks, like little lawn parties with character meet and greets and whatnot. So they make it worth it for sure.
Okay.
That's cool. What are some of the benefits or perks for being in the Disney College program?
Of course, there's the main perk of getting into the parks and getting discounts on like dining and merchandise. And occasionally they'll do like specials on tickets for like just the normal parks or for like the water parks. Mm-hmm. That's like the main one that everybody like loves. And then just like being able to make a lot of new friends and experience a lot of things that you've never been able to experience before. Because there's some people in the program that grew up never able to go to Disney, have never seen Disney. And for this, it's their first time experiencing all of it.
I can't imagine
It's
that.
always so sweet, like watching them walk in and just start bawling because like it's what they've always imagined, or going to meet Mickey and they start crying.
Yeah, I remember my first experience was actually down in Disney World, and I was part of Magic Music Days, and I was a freshman in high school, and our marching band was there, and we came out from backstage over by the firehouse, and we ran around the flagpole circle, and like I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. You know, we're sitting there playing. I was in the drum line, and then like you're on Main Street, and the castle's right in front of you in the parade, and it was. Yeah, that's a core memory. So it's really neat to hear that DCP folks have core memories being made for themselves too.
Oh, all the time.
It's awesome. So you have kind of a unique perspective to Disney College program at this point. You know, this is your second time around. Your first time was 5+ years ago. You were a part-time and full-timer. In between that, why did you re-up with the Disney College program, and what are you hoping to get out of it this time around?
At the time that I applied for the college program, they didn't really have a lot of job openings listed for, at least not for Florida. The only ones they had listed at the time that I was looking was housekeeping. And I was wanting to learn something like new and see what other roles that the college program offered this time around. And so I decided to do that and apply. And that was one of the ways, honestly, really only one of the only ways I could get a different role that wasn't listed on the Disney Careers, Disney Jobs website.
Okay, that makes sense. Is the college program different this time around from what it was in 2018?
It's definitely a bit different. The application process was very different with the, like, you're approved faster, but you don't know what you're going to get. And it's also weird being in the college program and everybody else is like 8 to 10 years younger than you. And they're all like, thanks, Mom. I'm like, grandmother. But it is like really cool to see the perspective that all the new like and first time college programmers have. Because, you know, when you're a first time college programmer, you are just taking everything in and just embracing every aspect of it. And then coming back a second time, already having those experiences, and of course, BC before COVID, and seeing how the company is handling it now, it's like so different. But it's a great way to like learn, because you see these new college program kids coming in, having no idea what it was like before COVID, and all having this like renewed sense of energy coming into the program that like it was there before, but especially with this being like within the first year or two of Disney opening back up, like seeing them being so excited to be a part of the 50th celebration and to be a part of just making the magic after COVID and being one of the ones that had the opportunity to do that. Like, it's just so cute to watch them.
Our daughter is a senior in high school. She'll be graduating here in a few months. And folks who have been in school, in college or high school through COVID, and now maybe they're in college or whatever, but like they've gone through such a kind of generational trauma and missed so much of what we all used to call kind of normal college life or normal high school life, that I'm not surprised to hear that like it's a reinvigorated magical experience happening for them when they get to land in the Disney College program. And it's that dream for many folks that can come true, and it's just an opportunity to maybe do something that feels like normal, like it used to be, and be part of that magic. So that's really special.
So I had a question on here that has already been answered, but I'm going to expand on it a bit. Obviously, you can do Disney College program more than once. Is there a limit that you know of to how many times you can be in the Disney College program?
As far as I know, there is no limit. So like there's even college programmers that are like that their grandkids have convinced them to like go back to school and they're like, try this. And then like they'll come and they'll be accepted to the parks. Like there's no limit. One of my friends has done it 6 times. Like
Wow.
different degrees each time.
Is the Disney College Program kind of one of the park's biggest ways to find talent, to find people and staff up?
Very much so. Because it's a bunch of like us, like a bunch of young, eager people, like really wanting to work and really wanting to be at Disney. And they're like, okay, yeah, we accept you. Like we take it.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned from your Disney College Program experience so far?
Ooh, which one is the real question?
How about from your first and from your second?
The biggest one I learned, like the biggest thing I learned from the first one was just how close you can get with your fellow cast members and how willing they are to share like their expertise with you. They're like, oh my gosh, like you're earning your ears, you're new. Like here, like I want, like they welcome you with open arms. They just take you in under their wing. They're like, oh my gosh, you're new. Like here's just some helpful tips with you. And you just form this little bond with them. Like I still have friends that I had for my first college program that are all over the world. Like I have some friends in New Zealand, Australia. One of my like best friends is in Japan, and still being able to be connected with them and having that kind of friendship that is like going to span, not to sound cheesy, but like is literally going to span a lifetime was one thing I honestly didn't expect out of my first program. I thought it was just going to be like, cool, like you're going to make a couple of little friends and then like you're going to go on your way. Like it's just going to be a little blip in time. But like you have all those people that are still connected together.
I've actually heard that from a couple of other people that it is getting lifelong friendships. And I think that's really amazing.
It was not expected at all. Like I was now in my new role, it is hard to be at Disney doing the college program in a completely different role than what you had done for the last 3 years. And it's always bittersweet. And I was just getting off work and I was by one of the entertainment break rooms and like the door opens and one of the performers comes out and him and I make eye contact and we realize that we had not seen each other since 2019, late 2019, like right before COVID. We had not seen each other since then. And we just made eye contact and we both just started crying and just hugging each other in the hallway. And like, those are the kinds of experiences that you don't realize you will still have like years later. Like, as I said, like that was my first program. Hadn't seen him for almost 2023. So like for like 3 years, math is hard. And like we still had that moment together. And like, it's just being able to kind of have both of those aspects, like your new friends and your new role, like they're all wonderful in vacation planning. Like I absolutely adore all of them. They're like my little family, but then still to be able to have those, like that family from your old role, like, and all of it just kind of like meshed together is just like it's just so magical and I love it.
If someone is super interested in the college program, when is the best time for them to work that into their college career, do you think?
So the college program does have a couple of requirements. So to apply, you have to have had at least one semester already done, like under your wing, under your belt for college, before you can apply. Or you have to be at least like one semester out of college.
Okay.
So say you graduated, like for me, like 2018, and you graduated in May and you want to do the college program like that fall, then you can do that. Even though you like just graduated, as long as it's within like a semester, you can apply for the college program.
Okay. Who would you recommend the Disney College Program for? do you think, are there some kinds of people or some kind of careers where college program experience is really necessary or valuable, or do you see kind of the opposite? Do you think there are some career paths, I guess maybe a doctor, where the college program isn't, I don't know. Some doctors need better bedside manner, so I'll take that statement back. Are there careers where DCP may not be kind of the best thing for folks to do?
Honestly, I think the college program is kind of for everyone, because you do kind of like, as you said, you do learn some of those bedside manners and how to deal with different kinds of people and the different situations that can come up. Like sometimes you'll have people who are just completely uninterested in anything you have to say. Sometimes they'll be really angry. Sometimes they'll be like polite. And other times you'll have the ones that are like absolutely pumped, like ready to go. And like, it's good to be able to learn different ways to help them, but also it helps teach you how to kind of like evolve your own like thinking and how you like perceive things. So I definitely think it's for pretty much like for anyone, because it really helps you kind of open up your comfort zone and open up your mind.
Yeah.
And learn more, not just about how to handle guests, but you learn more about yourself too.
Oh, and those are soft skills that are going to apply to really any profession. I mean, Alicia and I are both in big tech, and I can think of many people who would have benefited from some of those soft people skills that you would learn in the Disney college program. So is there anything that we haven't asked about the college program that you think folks would want to hear about?
There is like one thing I was thinking of, not necessarily that they would want to hear about, but might be like encouraging. For me, I got really lucky that both times that I applied, I got accepted right off the bat. But I have known people who have applied like 10, 12, 13, 14 times and had not gotten accepted yet, especially back like BC. And they would always get really disheartened. And it's like, if you don't get it the first time, don't like, it like hurts and it like, it's going to suck that you don't get accepted, but keep trying.
Yeah.
Because they just might not need your specific expertise at the moment, but they might need it in the future. Or they just might be like, hey, this person still has a lot of growing to do and a lot of things to learn. And we just don't think this is the right fit for them at the moment. So definitely just keep applying. Each time you see an application drop, just keep applying. And eventually you'll get there. Like I said, my friend applied 13 times. They got accepted on their 13th time.
Wow.
And they've been with the company ever since.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So definitely like, don't give up. Just keep applying. Like each time you see an opportunity, apply. And eventually you will get accepted.
Alicia, I think it's time for you to grill Ashley. And this is going to be the toughest part of the interview, Ashley.
Yes.
So, Alicia,
Bring
be
it.
gentle this time.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try. I'm just going to ask you a bunch of your Disney favorites.
Ooh.
So first off, who is your favorite character? This could be Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel. Who is your favorite character?
See, for me, this becomes a complicated question because I'm like on screen and then working with, and I'm like, ooh, magical moment wise, Peter Pan.
Okay.
Movie wise, Stitch, Lilo, like from Lilo and Stitch, absolutely.
Yep.
He's chaotic. And fun fact, throwing that in there, that movie was actually partially animated at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
I think I had that in the back of my brain.
Yeah, there's actually an animation building that they animated Mulan, Brother Bear, and Lilo and Stitch at back there. So it's cool to be able to work in Hollywood Studios. And we work in the place where your favorite Disney movie was born. Like, it's beautiful. And then to work with honestly was probably the Pooh crew, like Piglet, Eeyore, Tigger, and Pooh Bear. They're just so cute. Definitely recommend. Go to Crystal Palace. Go give them some love, y'all.
Yes.
Like 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Babies.
That character breakfast is amazing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
We
I
love the character
know.
meals.
It's so good.
So I think you already answered it, but your favorite movie?
Definitely growing up was Lilo and Stitch. Absolutely, because he loves Elvis. I love Elvis. He's adopted. I'm adopted. So it's like that big bonding moment of like, you're me, except for I'm not blue.
Stitch is a favorite of our son.
Yes.
Definitely. Yep.
Smart child.
Do you have a favorite ride?
Ooh, overall or park by park?
Overall.
Ooh, overall, my favorite ride?
Yeah, sorry to make it complicated. You
I
don't,
know,
you don't get the
dare
easy
ya.
out of, yeah.
Honestly, like, y'all might low-key judge me, but, like, I really love living with the land.
Oh, we won't judge you for that.
No
The
judgment here.
sights, the sounds, the smells, like, we are truly living with the land. Like, yes.
We loved it living with the land too. Yes.
Yes, that's an awesome answer. I like that one. I think for all of us, our favorite ride tends to morph depending on what kind of mood and what season and all the rest of that stuff. For us, at times, it's people mover. So
Yes.
like living with the land, like it's fine. It's no judgment at all.
We love the Tomorrow Transit Authority people mover.
Yes.
You know, like if I want to scare my husband, I take him on Tower of Terror. Like, but if I need him to have like some downtime, then I'll be like, all right, let's just go hang out on Toy Story Mania, or like let's go to Living with the Land, Spaceship Earth, you know, like some of those chill rides, and he'll just be like,
Chill and relax.
he'll be, this is nice, and then I'll go and take him on like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and he'll be like, oh no.
You're not gonna like this next one. Disney World or Disneyland?
Never been to Disneyland, so Disney World.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Disney World all the way.
But my
All
sister and
right.
I are actually going to be doing one of the 5K races in Disneyland coming January.
Nice.
So I will finally experience the OG Walt creation.
Awesome.
Just try not to giggle when you see the castle.
Yes.
I know.
All I'm going to say.
I've heard it's like a little replica. It's a baby.
It's a baby castle.
Baby.
Every time I walk onto Main Street, I'm like, oh, it's so cute. They tried. That's nice.
I know.
What about favorite park?
Ooh. I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna say Magic Kingdom. That's the park I was first worked at, so it holds a lot of near and dear to my heart. But festival-wise, Epcot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Do you have a favorite hotel or resort?
Honestly, I would have to say the Polynesian. Because, and not just because the monorail goes by, but because of, like Trader Sam's, that's a blast.
Yes.
But
Yes.
they also have like that little beach that you can sit and like see the castle from across like the lake and watch the fireworks shows from there. And it's so sweet and like calming and romantic. And like, it's adorable. 10 out of 10. Even if you don't stay there, go visit.
Have you been on the cruise ships at all?
I have not, but I have seen them from afar using binoculars and wished that I was on them.
They're a boatload of fun. What about, let's see, do you have a favorite restaurant meal?
Garden Grill. Garden Grill's all you can eat meal.
When are they going to open back up for breakfast?
Yeah.
Girl, I wish I knew. I wish, because I would be there so fast.
Yes, we love breakfast at Garden Grill. I think that's one of our favorites next to Tusker House. Yeah.
Much laments every
yummy.
time we're thinking about, we're going to be at Epcot. And, look, they're opening a little earlier now than they used to. And it's still not doing breakfast. What?
Right? I know. It's like, how dare you do this to
Someday they
me?
will. Someday they will.
Someday, slowly making that
Yeah.
progress.
Yep.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Absolutely.
Last one.
All right, bring it.
Favorite Disney snack?
Okay. My favorite extinct Disney snack is the It's a Kadoozy.
Oh, what is that?
So, oh my gosh, honey child. So it was a popsicle that it was a cylinder that was yellow. I can't remember what, maybe it was like lemon. Can't remember what the middle flavor was, but it had little like kind of swirled stripes going around that was, I think, strawberry, orange, and lime.
Oh.
And like that was mine and my sister's go-to snack whenever we would go to the parks. And the stick actually had like a hole in it. So after you ate the popsicle, you could slurp it out of the stick.
Was that at all of the parks?
That
or
was
just
at
one
all of the
specific one that
parks.
you remember?
It was all the
Nice.
parks. And I was like, I'm still to this day salty that there's no It's a Kadoozy. That is like my eternal favorite.
So of the current snacks, what's your favorite?
The chocolate covered bananas.
Ooh, yes. I love those too.
Those are like heavenly.
I'm still rather partial to the churros and Nomad Lounge, but
Oh, yeah.
that's just me.
I love the churros. They do got some good churros.
You'll have to have a cart churro at Disneyland because a cart churro from Disney World is okay. A cart churro from Disneyland is mind-bogglingly amazing, and you're like, why don't we have these in Florida?
It's got that Uncle Walt's pixie dust on it. Then, hey,
They're phenomenal. They're absolutely
I
phenomenal.
will add that to my list.
Ashley, it has been such a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about the college
Oh,
program.
thanks for having me on. Anytime, y'all. Anytime. I love it.
And hopefully here in a few weeks, maybe we can catch you around one of the parks.
Yes, y'all just let me know, and you'll see me just sitting in the booth, just chilling. I'll wave at y'all as you pass by.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Ashley.
I said, thanks, y'all.
Well, that was so amazing to
That
have a
was.
conversation with Ashley. And I will be honest with y'all, we just hung on the line here for about 45 minutes after I hit stop on the recording.
Just
and
chatting.
just chatting. And I really look forward to hanging out with Ashley when we were in Florida here upcoming in a few weeks and over time. Yeah, Ashley is good people for sure.
Yes.
Hi, this is Future Nathan with an update. This episode was recorded a couple weeks ago, and one thing that Ashley shared with us after what you just heard was that she was waiting to hear back on her application to once again be a regular cast member after her college program ends here in a little while. Well, she got her answer the very next morning. She got the job. Congrats, Ashley. We can't think of a better person who exemplifies the magic and enthusiasm of Disney than you. And we're so grateful to have had the opportunity to cross paths through our podcast. We're excited to see you back in action in the parks, helping make guests' dreams come true while you live out your own. We'll see you real soon.
Just a reminder that we are not affiliated with Disney and we are not travel agents. As you can tell, we like to offer our opinions and suggestions, but we also very much recommend working with a travel agent to plan your next vacation.
If you have questions or suggestions, or if you want to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experiences, please send an email to podcast@adventuresandmousecapades.com.
Take a moment and follow us on socials at Our Mousecapades. And if you can, please take a second to rate and review in your podcast app. That really helps us out and helps people to find us.
Thanks for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.